The long-awaited Matt Gaetz ethics report is out, and as expected, it's bad. It's bad. The committee determined, according to the 37-page report, that there is substantial evidence that Representative Gates violated House rules and other standards of conduct prohibiting prostitution, statutory rape, illicit drug use, impermissible gifts, special favors or privileges, and obstruction of Congress. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Unsurprising though. Okay. CBS News writes that from 2017 to 2020, Representative Gates made tens of thousands of dollars in payments to women that the committee determined were likely in connection with sexual activity and slash or drug use. Reads the report, which listed over $90,000 in payments to 12 women. Hmm. The leaked final draft report also found that Gates allegedly violated several state laws relating to sexual misconduct while in office. Hmm. Now, the House panel was expected to release the full report this week, but Gates had actually sought a restraining order on Monday to prevent the release, but we still got it anyway. Uh, Here's the thing: if this had been an exoneration, Matt Gates would be parading it around, being like, "Look at that, exonerated." I don't know what that was, but instead he's denying the claims, of course. In a tweet last week, for example, he asserted that he had never had sexual contact with someone under 18. And it turns out, no, he actually did, twice. That's in the report. And then had complained that the House ethics report would be published without him having, quote, any opportunity to debate or rebut its findings. Bro, you want to debate? You want to debate over this? Over these Yeah. What's there to debate? Look, if you have evidence to contradict the report, then, well, would you present it? Now he says, well, I am. I'm just going to present it on Twitter. Oh, great. Now his big defense is they were girlfriends and I was just giving them my money. Really? They didn't even ask for it. I just gave them the money and we just happened to have sex afterwards. Totally straightforward. I don't see the problem. I mean, okay, sure. You just allegedly gave them money out of the blue, okay, because you were dating, right? And, through Venmo to Joel Greenberg, okay? And that's, by the way, after meeting at least some of them from a website called seekingarrangement.com, which apparently connects older men to younger women. Hey, there's a market for that. Who are apparently seeking a mutually beneficial relationship. So what this is basically one of those, I think, sugar daddy sites. That's what I see this as. And apparently Matt Gaetz likes some on the younger side, about 18. Okay, and of course in one case, not quite 18. Okay, but there's more. He said, "There's a reason they did this to me in a Christmas Eve report, and not in a courtroom of any kind where I could present evidence and challenge witnesses." The the Department of Justice had a probe and they dropped it. So there was no actual court case that they were able to bring against Matt Gaetz. So, I mean, and he would, he should count his lucky stars that there is not a court case involved, at least not yet. Okay. But now he says he's got some evidence, right? He shared a screenshot of what he said was from one of the alleged prostitutes that you won't see in the report. Another screenshot conversation he says is between an ethics witness and an attorney apparently shows a woman claiming that she was not a sex worker and simply thought that her 2017 involvement with Gates and others was just as friends. Special friends. The most special of friends.
Sexual anarchy.
Just saying. Okay. Fine. I'm sure that some of them, might have been just a friend or an acquaintance, and they happen to have sex. Okay, whatever, right? Now he also though, shared a screen grab of an the alleged trafficking victim, as he put it, contradicting this characterization. Okay. Now, here's the thing, though, right? So remember that DOJ probe? Apparently, or no, I'm sorry, the ethics probe. The DOJ probe also pretty much dropped the ball on a lot of this stuff, but the ethics probe also didn't find evidence to conclude that Gates had violated the federal sex trafficking statute. Because although he allegedly transported women across state lines for the purpose of sex, they were all over the age of 18 at the time. So that's what the ethics probe found. Okay. Nonetheless, there was that 17-year-old who was not legal at the time, couldn't legally consent, and this was at a party in 2017 when Gates had allegedly had sex with her not once but twice. Okay, she had just completed her junior year at high school. Now she had told the panel that she did not tell Gates her age and that he did not ask. She also recalled receiving $400, a payment, on the evening in question, which she understood to be payment for sex. So he didn't traffic her over state lines, apparently, because there wasn't evidence. Although, to be fair, the DOJ did block a lot of the ethics probe's investigation. I'll get to that. But still, he allegedly paid for sex with a 17-year-old, a minor at the time. And so, yeah, that would constitute a crime. And there's more, even though he denies it. He also denied doing any drugs, which investigators found to not be a true statement. Apparently, they have substantial evidence to the contrary. So, yeah, there's some drugs going on. The committee claimed to have seen texts in which the former congressman made references to drugs as party favors, vitamins, or rolls. Rolls, really? And the report also accused him of setting up a bogus email account from his Capitol Hill office for the purpose of purchasing marijuana. Okay. I'm not really hung up on like the drug stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm somebody who believes in decriminalization of drugs and decriminalization of sex work. Doesn't bother me. The sugar daddy thing is a bit creepy, in my personal opinion. But I mean, as long as it's legal through two consenting adults, I can't really say that it's illegal because it technically wouldn't be, even if it does kind of creep me out a little bit. Okay. Now, as much as I don't care about the other two things, right? As far as the law is concerned, I do care about having sex with a minor, which is not right. And of course, I also care about the consent. And this is actually why the drug thing does matter. Because, look, if you are having relations with a person that is legally impaired as a result of drugs and or alcohol, then you actually haven't given consent. There is no consent there. And so that would be considered a form of rape, in my opinion. And so now, that said, all of the women who testified said the sexual encounters were consensual. There is one, however, who said that she may have been impaired and didn't really know if she had the ability to fully consent. And so that's according to this report. And so, yeah, I mean, oh boy. Um, she also said, no, this is another woman who told the panel, when I look back on certain moments, I feel violated. So, yeah, I mean, that's definitely some regret there. Okay. Um, but look, here's the thing. These allegations are really good at showing hypocrisy, right? On the part of people like Gates and the Gates defenders, right? But I think we've all noticed that at this point Republicans are immune to hypocrisy because they don't really care. Yeah, I know. Not only that, but some of them do this thing where they're like, I used to do bad things and I used to be a bad person, but I got right with God, I got right with Jesus, and I turned my life around. Now Gates hasn't quite went that route yet fully, But he did say this: "My 30s were an era of working very hard and playing hard too. It's embarrassing, though not criminal, that I probably partied, womanized, drank, and smoked more than I should have earlier in life. I live a different life now." Do you? Now, look, normally people get that out during their 20s. Okay. Apparently, Matt's a little bit late, if he's being honest, when it comes to growing up. Um, I actually don't believe he's any different now, though. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't think that there's been any impetus for him to change. Okay. You have to actually have to desire to be a better person. And I don't really see that desire play out for Matt Gaetz. Just say. Now, there's another piece to this, by the way. There was a 2018 Bahamas trip where Gates took some drugs and had sex with 4 women. Okay, sure. That trip, though, was described as luxury travel that exceeded permissible limits. Oh. Gates also allegedly arranged for his chief of staff to help a woman with whom he'd allegedly engaged in sexual activity to get a passport. What? He did so after allegedly falsely indicating that she was a constituent of his to the State Department, lying about it to get her a passport. Wow, that right there, clear abuse of his position, and of course the money for travel. So yeah, lying about that. So look, there's a report for the from the ethics committee. It's bad. It's what we expected, and so big shocker, I guess, that Matt Gaetz is kind of a creep. Wow. Now that said, this report is going to be used to criticize the DOJ. In fact, it already is. That the authors of the report said that Merrick Garland's Department of Justice basically blocked them from being able to find evidence to conduct a more thorough investigation. And that gets me back to the whole, well, they couldn't find evidence of trafficking, but they weren't really able to do a good investigation of it either. And so the report, the committee said that, quote, "Due to the women's reluctance to cooperate, as well as the delay caused by DOJ's deferral request and subsequent refusal to provide meaningful cooperation, the committee was unable to determine the full extent to which Representative Gaetz' payments to women were compensation for engaging in sexual activity with him." So, I mean, that's just part of it. Why did the DOJ not do their job? I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with Papa Gaetz. I don't know. His connections, very powerful Republican figure. So, I don't know. I guess maybe we'll see. Maybe something will happen. I mean, Gaetz is no longer in Congress, so I don't know. And of course, the DOJ under Merrick Garland didn't do anything. They already dropped their probe of him, and it's very, very unlikely that the Justice Department under Donald Trump is going to pursue this matter at all. So I don't know. Is he going to get away with it? Probably. I mean, it's as bad as we thought that it was going to be. And the real question, if we had a actual functional justice system, would be, what do we do about it? But since we really don't, or especially now with the incoming president, such as it is, I don't really see anything happening to Gaetz. No follow-up investigation, no criminal charges, nothing. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.